Okay, welcome folks. Welcome. Who have we got? Binaroy. Hello, Binaroy. Hope you're doing well. So, I'm going to be... Let's turn the music down. So thanks to everyone for stopping by. There's quite a few people in the chat, but generally people stick around. Some people don't. So if you have just dropped in, thank you for stopping by. Good to see you. For those who are here for the long haul, this is basically the kind of stuff that I do in my sketchbook. I'll just turn the music down a little bit more. I'll take you through a little guided tour of the book before I get into it. And let's go back to the future now. It's basically sort of fantasy-driven, how would you describe it? It's kind of like fantasy-driven, sci-fi, things like that. It's all done traditionally. I do teach digital. I do 3D as well, but I like doing stuff that's sort of traditional in my sketchbook. And I've been doing this for, well, I've been drawing all my life, but I've been doing live streams of the sketchbook for, well, really since the beginning of the year. And the aim is to get it completed, and then eventually I'm going to get it printed. So I'm going to do a Kickstarter probably a bit later in the year. We do have some links if you do stick around for you to sort of join the community that's growing at the moment, people who are interested. But yeah, so I just thought I'd just show you a bit of this. I try and stream for about an hour or so. Sometimes it goes on a little bit longer, but generally speaking, this is essentially what I do. So there we are. So if this appeals to you, stick around. You can ask questions. You can have a chat about this and that, or anything art related, film related. Really, pretty much most things you want to talk about creatively or just shoot the breeze, then feel free to stick around. So I'm just going to show you a few more. Before I actually get into continuing with my sketches, I shall just show you a little bit more. Dave Toby, brilliant. Thanks, Dave Toby. That's very kind of you, matey. Thank you. This is one of my favourites I did some weeks ago. It's really a mixed bag. You can also find me on TikTok. I tend to do like speed drawings, speed inkings, stuff like that on there as well. So it's Jason Etienne Art. So if you go on to TikTok, I will put a link in a minute in the chat where you can connect via Substack, but also we've got a Discord channel which we've just started, and you can click on that and get behind the scenes. I kind of post stuff like from drawings that I'm doing. It's relatively new. We've only started about a week ago, but it will hopefully get you involved in the community if you're interested. So we're down to one viewer. Started for 17 people. Now we're down to one. It's always usually the case. But then hopefully we'll have people piling in a little bit later. So anyway, given that we're down to one viewer, I'm just going to make a start. I'm going to do a little bit for about an hour. If people kind of pop in, want to say hello, that's fine. So this is one that I started yesterday. So this one I started in yesterday's stream and finished it off. I think it turned out quite well, if I do say so myself. You will also be able to see this on TikTok. This guy kind of wrestling with these red tentacles. And this is the one. So these are old sketches I did really before. It's around about Christmas time, really, last year. So I've decided to kind of go back, excuse me, go back into them with my pencils, which you'll be able to see here, my pastel pencils. I usually work in watercolors, these things, but tonight I'm going to be doing some pasteling. Just want to make sure that this is all framed okay as well. So I think, where are we? I think that's got most of it, hasn't it? So there we are. So away we go. Away we go. I'm not sure what's going on the internet. TNT Gamer, hi TNT Gamer, hope you're doing well. Nice of you to drop by. Can I give you a shout out? Shout out to TNT Gamer. Shout out to TNT Gamer. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day, whatever you're doing. TNT Gamer, lovely drawing. Thank you very much, TNT Gamer. Yeah, this is kind of part of a series of drawings I'm doing for my sketchbook and paintings as well. We've got a little bit of a community that's kind of formed on here. I don't think I've got any of my regular guys in here at the moment, but if you stick around, I'll show you the rest of it. This is the one I did yesterday. I'll show you that one there. That's kind of finished. Combination of watercolors and these things, pastel pencils. So I'm giving this the business today. So these like old sketches I started really like Christmas last year, so I've decided to work into them, but it's mainly I'm kind of doing watercolors. But anyway, thank you for the lovely comments. TNT Gamer just subbed. Oh, thank you so much. That's great of you to have me on board, and hopefully you'll meet the rest of the gang if any of them turn up today, or maybe not, but you'll definitely see them on one of the other streams. And we've got a nice little kind of community building up of people, just like-minded people, and just really having a good time. Me doing a bit of drawing, talking, answering any questions. I teach games art, by the way, so just a bit of my background. I teach games art at Coventry University, so I do stuff in Blender and Photoshop and all that kind of stuff, but I primarily like to work in traditional materials. That's my thing. But anyway, good to have you on board. Oh, I've got some light on. I might just turn the other light on, just so remind you actually it looks okay there. I'll leave it. Okay. Maybe not. I'll do that one instead. Let's change the tune. Kit Kats. Pre-evening, folks. This looks interesting. Good to see you, Kit Kats. Hope you've been having a good day. So this is a drawing that I started probably around about Christmas time. And like the other ones, I started to kind of rework into it. This is the one that I did completed yesterday. Well, I completed it yesterday. So you were in the chat yesterday, I think. So I sort of worked into it with a bit of pencil, and I think it turned out quite well. So now I'm giving this the business. I'm not sure what's happened to the tunes. Let's get rid of that. Anyway, good to see you. That pencil work is definitely adding a different type of gravy to your drawings. Thank you, Kit Kat. Yeah, I'm sort of currently going through like a bit of a love affair. I've not turned my back on my watercolors, but man, I'm just drawing for hours. Any spare time that I can get, I'm just drawing for hours. I'm absolutely loving, looking at, obviously you've seen some of the streams that I've been doing, but it is different gravy it's an expression that my mate Martin uses, and it's true. It's just different gravy. It's a different, don't know, it's kind of closer. It feels closer to me. I think, playing around with this, using this kind of medium. Although I do love the ink, and that is also close to me as well. But something about the pencils just pops a little bit more. But also using a combo. So if you use them in like combination, that also works really well. This one I've just gone straight in with the pencil, and yeah, just really happy using them at the moment. Benearth, hi, love it. Thank you, Benearth. If I'm pronouncing that right, Benearth or Benearth. Thank you for your comment. Good to see you. Might start working on one of these. Can you see them actually? I think they're out of frame. I've got these statues. Maybe I need to. Oh no, I think it is in frame. They are in frame. Like only just. Let's maybe just zoom out a little bit. Right, I might start having a look at these characters. Let's have a bit of brown. Your pencils are getting a little bit short now. Might have to break out the new ones. Yep, I think it's getting close. Sorry, that's just my pencil sharpener. It's a bit noisy. Kit Kats. Where do I get my ambient playlist? Well, this one is what is it? It tends to be kind of like almost like Resident Evil type inspired stuff. There's this guy called Alan Ariza. In fact, I'm not even sure if it's I should really be playing this. I think it's just coming to my playlist. But it's it's just called A Safe Place, Resident Evil Save Room Ambience, atmospheric dark ambient music. And Alan, if you do happen to watch this, this is just for educational purposes. So I think it's just popped in there. But yeah, generally stuff like that, or Blade Runner. That's another one as well. Anything like Blade Runner inspired, I tend to kind of gravitate towards. The one that I usually play, I think that is free. It's again, it's like Resident Evil inspired. Yes, I may have to break out my new pencils. I'm going to need like a lighter brown. Little Rick. Hey, Little Rick, how you doing? Thank you for your lovely comment. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Didn't do very well, did it? That's not good either. Eartha Kitlin, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Earth Kitlin, love how this is coming together. Thanks, Earth Kitlin. Yeah, you know, that images I was showing on Discord, that was earlier today, wasn't it? And it was just shaping up really nicely. And yeah, just kind of working into it. And I had to, it's interesting because I did this drawing months ago, and I've had to kind of work out, there was a bit of an issue with just the composition with the doors. It was slightly, it looked almost like an Escher drawing. So I've had to kind of adjust it, but it's widened this up, which is really good. But no, I'm very happy with it so far. Glad you're liking it. I'm just loving these pencils, to be honest, at the moment. I love working in my paints. I was just saying to Kit Kats, you know, I love working with my, well, all mediums, but there's something special about the pastel pencils. I absolutely just love using them. I think even things like this, see if I can show you. Even like just the detail on, this is basically supposed to be like a statue, but like the level of detail that you can put into things, I just love it. You know, like the cracks in the statue. It's just great. You know, it's a real pleasure to do. We're about there, aren't we? Earth Kitlin, the reds are the chef's kiss. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think it's like the red, particularly with the kind of like it's this one of my favorite bits, and also the kind of, it's supposed to be like kind of like gold, I guess like gold embroidery around at the bottom as well. I quite like that. But again, you have to kind of keep things impressionistic, so it's a kind of fine line in terms of detail when you're going bigger, because these are only about, this whole book spread out is probably around about A4, a little bit, maybe a bit bigger than A4. In fact, I've got a sheet somewhere, haven't I? Knocking around somewhere, or a sketchbook even. So yeah, this is about, it's about A4. Yeah, it's about A4. So when you get down to this kind of level, it's almost impressionistic. You know, you can't put that. If I was doing this in Photoshop, I'd be able to zoom in and put like crazy detail in. But you see, this is the thing though, this is what I really like about working traditionally is, oddly enough, it's the limitations. Because I think the limitations, I think it probably could be a metaphor for life as well, but if you can work within limitations, you can actually get a lot more out of things. I mean, just again, in my personal experience, it's when you've got a lot of freedom, it seems that it somehow it restricts you. It's kind of paradoxical. Whereas if you haven't got many choices, it makes things weirdly easier. But again, it's just my experience. But anyway, thanks for the compliment. Okay. So that's shaping up nicely. So the idea is it's kind of like it's part of the wall and it's kind of crumbling away. It's like a kind of almost like a sandstone, but then it's got a lot of iron in it. That's why it's kind of red. You get those like sandstone that's got like a lot of red in it. So it's supposed to be like that anyway. Let's have a look at this. I might have to go and break out my other browns. This is kind of like almost run out. So unless I can sharpen it with something, but I think I might do that. I might break out my other pack very soon. And Kit Kats, is the plan to do the other statue like a blue polar opposite to the red? No, I wasn't necessarily going to do that because I think it's just going to. What could happen is it's an interesting idea, but it can add some confusion then because the idea is that it's all kind of part of this decayed brick wall, and if I introduce like a blue in there, I mean it could be like it was painted, but then. And then it starts to take away the focus from the character. So all of a sudden, you've got lots of competing elements going on. Unless it's like this is the focus, and if that's the case, then that's kind of possible. But it's it'd be like an interesting approach to do. But I think at this stage, it might just confuse things a little bit. But no, thanks for the suggestion, though. It's good to get the ideas. just going to do this one here. There's the legs. slightly going to be dark, not light. Okay, so if I can get this one done and get the other one done, apart from a bit of finessing, I think that will do us. So I reckon, what time is it now? I reckon probably about another half an hour for this one here. I've still got a bit of the background to do, but I think that will kind of wrap it up. Most of this is kind of done, really. It's just the peripheries now. So in case anyone's wondering time-wise where we are. In the scheme of things, right, okay, so right. how long are we doing? So it's just over an hour. I think what I'm going to do is, I'm getting a bit tired, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a bit of a break. I'm going to gently land the plane now. So next time you see this, it'll be finished. I'll probably put it onto TikTok. I'll put it onto the Discord, and even possibly onto the channel as well as a short. But it's almost there. It's still a bit of a way off, but I think it's turning out quite well. I'll just sort of show you just some of the. So I'm really pleased with that. This a bit of tweaking here and there, but I think that's turned out quite well. The statue, I just need to kind of firm up some little bits there, and the rest of it. So as we usually do, I'm going to gently land the plane now, and just go through some of the previous stuff. This one you'll have seen from yesterday. This man being attacked by this red tentacle creature. I'm going to go back to the future on this. So any regulars, you'll be familiar with this anyway, but I've got some. Well, actually, I'll tell you what we'll do is, instead of going back to the future, we'll go back. We'll go forward to the past. How about that? Forward to the past. And this is some more recent stuff that I've been doing. Let's have a look. I think roughly there, is it? Let's have a look. Yeah, so I think it's going to be, I think I started with these ones. I'll just go back to the beginning. I think it was these ones I started playing around with, some of these pastels and getting some. These are like old drawings that I did, but like worked over the top, and this turned out all right. I mean, I was still really experimenting, but I quite liked his hand. And let's have a look at some of the other ones. I quite like this character's face. Some kind of like, I don't know, probably more in the realms of fantasy than sci-fi, but again, I think it turned out quite well there. And we've got these sort of strange faces going on there. This is mainly me just sort of experimenting with some of the pastels. Quite liked her face. Where is she? There we go. And that was that. And then we had some more. This guy in a kind of mech suit. And this guy, again, sort of like, just really experimented with some of the pastels, but really enjoyed that. And we've got this guy's face. Some kind of, I don't know what, kind of, I guess a bit of a sort of sci-fi character. And we've got a guy carrying a bomb and some other characters there. This character turned out right. It looked very different originally, but I quite like, the favourite part probably is his face. I quite liked how that turned out. I think with his eyes, he kind of looks very old. Sort of fantasy character. Then we've got this female character here. Kind of reminds me a bit of like Zero Horizon Dawn or something or other, like sort of game character, whatever. But again, I think, that's still me just sort of experimenting. This is a strange one. This was a doodle. And this character ended up looking like Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin. Then we've got these. These might be some of the first ones I was doing. I put these onto TikTok and they got a really good response. And I did start redoing this. That was at the very front of the book. But again, just little thumbnails really. Just experimenting, trying things out. Some half-finished characters there. And again, I quite liked him. He likes something from Star Wars. And now it's coming up to like current day now. So these are some of the ones that I put onto TikTok as well. I did that one on one, then I did this one on another. This is like his psychic. And then I sort of turned it into a bit of a sort of movie poster. So we've got these characters kind of stood there overlooking this vista. We've got this kind of, I don't know, some kind of like robot on legs or some kind of vehicle on legs. And then this guy who's riding this, what looks to be some kind of like caterpillar type character. And then another little kind of like, sort of film postery type thing, this like orc type character. Again, I liked how he came out. Then underneath is this kind of like, I don't know, alien-looking woman's face or some kind of fantasy type thing. I quite like this guy's face. He looked like a guy, I forget his last name now, Clancy. The guy who was in Highlander anyway. Kind of reminded me a bit of him. Clancy, is it Clancy Brown? Can't remember his name anyway. But I quite liked how his face turned out, particularly with his eyes as well. I think this is where I really started refining the penciling, really, going forward. We've got like a sort of robot character, and then this kind of rather demented looking guy is happy about something. I don't know what. And that brings us up to the current day. So I think, unless there are any other questions, I'm just going to have a look at Eartha Kitlin. Love the eyepiece. Excellent. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Eartha. Love the alien woman. Yeah, I quite liked her. I liked her face. She reminded me, I forget the actress's name, the woman who was in Blade Runner 2049. She's like the police captain, but also she was in Forrest Gump, if you've ever seen that film. And I forget her name. She was in a ton of films. She's still going, but it kind of reminded, I don't know why. I think it's like the bone structure kind of reminded me. It reminded me of her a little bit. Eartha Kitlin, love them all actually. Thank you, Eartha. And outstanding work once again. Thank you, Eartha. Yeah, a pleasure as always. Kit Kats, the pencil gives them a warmer tone than the ink in the watercolor. I absolutely agree, Kit Kats. There's something about, like I say, I showed you my, my oil painting. I've shown the little turtle man before, and it's got those kind of vibes. It kind of gives everything a bit of a glow. It looks a bit more painterly. And I don't want to totally let go of the watercolors, but as I progress, I'm thinking more now, like integrating them more and more, with the with the pastels, because I think it's just you can just get some really like I love all this stuff. I love all my watercolors, and it's got its own kind of quality. But when we go into the this stuff, it just seems, as you said before, it's kind of like different gravy, really. It's got like you can just get a lot more refinement. Things can have like almost like an emissive glow about them, and a bit more atmospheric. So I'm quite liking that. So I absolutely wholeheartedly agree. I think it's definitely got a different quality about it. Other than that, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap things up. I've just kind of got a wave of tiredness. I think I've got to, I think I've got to go and sort of chill out for a bit and then continue with my drawing. And I think, like I say, next time I'm on, you'll probably see this. This will be finished. I'll get this uploaded. I'll probably carry on with this this evening. Probably watch a film and get this finished. See if we can do a bit of a time lapse. If not, I'll just sort of do a little video and get it uploaded onto TikTok. But yeah, absolute pleasure. And as always, thank you for supporting this channel. For those of you who are just sort of dropping by, thank you for dropping in. And for my, obviously now my regulars like Eartha Kitlin, Kit Kats. Much love to you both. Thank you for dropping by. And of course, always lovely comments, brilliant comments. And also, sorry, Little Rick, I'm forgetting Little Rick as well. And I shall see you probably tomorrow. Actually, probably do another stream tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll have a bit more energy, and we will see what we do next. So have a lovely evening, whatever you're doing, and I shall catch you on the morrow. Okay, take it easy. Take care. Thanks for dropping by, and I shall see you later. Take care. Bye for now.